Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Key Gripe, the show for short, sweet reviews of new release movies, plus the one thing that annoyed me the most. And welcome to 2017. Happy New Year. And today I'm going to be talking about the film Fences, and there will be some major spoilers. He's a father and a husband, working hard every day to provide for his family. But Troy Maxon also has a secret life, one he has to hide from his family beneath his bitter and resentful personality. The film stars Denzel Washington, Viola Davis, Stephen McKinley Henderson, Jovan Adepo, Russell Hornsby, Michael T. Williamson, and Sanaya Sidney. And the film is directed by Denzel Washington. Fences is basically a film adaptation of the Pulitzer Prize-winning 1987 play by August Wilson. And it certainly feels that way since the dialogue and even the setting is pulled straight from the play. Washington and Davis both performed this play on stage in 2010, so they actually returned together to bring the film adaptation. And this is also Washington's first directorial outing since 2007's The Great Debaters. Ultimately, your appreciation for this film comes with your willingness to buy its format. It's a little bit different than what most people are used to for a film. Now, I do love drama, like stage drama, though I would probably rather see a play live versus in a film format like this. Nonetheless, this is a remarkable piece of drama from start to finish. The dialogue is robust and sharp, and every actor delivers with fire and passion. The emotions here really do come from their interactions and their delivery, just like a stage play. And there isn't much music in the film to elicit feelings like you get in most heavy dramas, so you don't need that added element to really get the emotions that are between the characters, essentially. Now, it goes without saying that the success of this film comes from the actors, and both Denzel Washington and Viola Davis both shine. Washington is a big personality as Troy Maxon, which is something we've come to know of Denzel. He usually plays a very big personality. And the magnitude of his character here feels a lot like Alonzo from Training Day, just that kind of like really outward character. But he's a man who has a hard and challenging life, from his abusive father to going to prison to his baseball career, short-lived baseball career. And as such, he has clung onto the only life he could find that gave him some kind of stability, which was marrying Rose and having a family. But sadly, he's also resentful of that as much as he appreciates it. Davis plays his wife Rose, who has mostly accepted that she's trapped in his life, not her own. And she laments that the life she could have had, one that did feel like her own, that wasn't pieces of someone else's life, but instead she just feels like she is picking up the pieces of Troy's whims, of his life, whatever choices he gets to make. And as always, Davis is outstanding. She is just such a commanding actress, and it's a role like this that really shows her range and her depth. And the supporting cast is great as well, especially Henderson, who plays Troy's close friend and confidant, as well as Williamson, who plays his brother who was severely injured during World War II. This is a story about depth, about uncovering the truth about someone. And you think Troy is just this hardworking man who thinks everyone should be as responsible as he is, just that kind of generational gap between, older and younger generations. But he has a dark past, namely because his father was emotionally and physically abusive, and as such he sort of assumed that role in his own son's life, the one that he actually raised. He has two sons, one that he didn't raise and one that he did, but he's sort of taking on the role of his own father in his son's life. And throughout the story, Troy has 3 children with 3 different women, so has all these different pieces of his character. And for that, at times you hate Troy for how cold and how heartless he is, and yet you also understand why he's so bitter about it. He has to give everything to be a father and a husband. Nothing is given to him. He basically has to work for it and then give it away. But then again, he's also blind to what his family wants or what they need from him. He wants them to be just like him. That wants to see the world in this very cold, very indifferent way. From start to finish, though, this is a movie about real, everyday people, and still there's nothing simple about it. This is a difficult one to have an issue with because I didn't mind the format, although it felt too long. But my key gripe is with the very end, after Troy dies of a heart attack. While his family is coming to terms with his life, they talk about the good and the bad. But it seems like in the end, they do find more good in him than bad, though you could easily argue the opposite is true. But in the very last shot, the sky opens up and the sun shines down, and they all believe that this is Troy going to heaven. I get it's meant to be symbolic and meaningful, but I just felt like it was really forced and out of place. Maybe it'll mean more to me later in life, but here it just felt tacky in a film that was never tacky. Overall, you would be remiss to find a film as well acted as Fences this year. Then again, the stage play format lends to fantastic dialogue and powerful acting, especially from Washington and Davis. If you can accept the format, you are in for a brutally honest look at real people and real pain. I'm giving this film 9 out of 10 for just being a wonderfully acted film, very close, but also such a deep and powerful adaptation of August Wilson's play. If you've seen Fences, let me know what you think about the film and whether or not you liked it or didn't like it. And that does it for this episode of Key Gripe, and Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Nice work. Good job. If you like what you saw, you can just go ahead and click that subscribe button for all videos past and future. You can also head over to my website and see all the other stuff that I do, including the books I've written. So go ahead, click stuff.